I'm Abby.
And I'm Anna.
And this is Serious Beef.
Welcome.
I feel like my voice cracked a little bit on that. This is Serious Beef. Cries.
I didn't even notice it until you over-exaggerated it. It was excellent. Thank you. That's a good soundbite, so hold on to that.
So hold on to that. Now, this is quality content. Man, I tell you what, listener, we're Russian.
We are, what did you say?
No, this morning.
This morning she got me.
I said this morning, well, I was talking about something else. I said, you know what, if I need to, I can be Eastern European. I'll be Russian, but I'll get it done.
That's what she says to me.
It
took me a minute. I was like, what? Okay.
It wasn't even good. It wasn't even a good joke.
Really good, but as a mom, I'm obligated to laugh at all things you say.
I do appreciate that.
So it's hard for you to tell if you're really funny or not.
It was easy to choose a co-host for this podcast.
It was very easy. Yes, nailed it in one. Okay.
Nailed it in one.
What is your beef? You told me you have beef.
I do, but real quick before I forget, because I will forget. We got in here.
Oh yeah.
Why
are we
Russian
Eastern European tonight?
Because somebody had the nerve to book the room.
I don't want to say smash. That's bad. I don't want to bash.
Yeah.
I don't want to bash them too bad. They could be potential listeners. So
true.
Look, listeners. Wednesday nights, the study room's off limits after 5:15.
After 5:15. That's when we record.
Don't even think about being in here.
Yeah. So yeah, we start at 5:30.
We are a little
unbelievable.
We're little. We got to hustle because they close at 7:30. So yeah.
Yeah. We only have 2 hours to record a 1-hour podcast, Anna.
How can we possibly squeeze this in? You never know what's going to happen.
You never know. We got to stay ready.
God only knows we get interrupted a million times. Plus, we go off the rails and jibber-jabber about nonsense. Well, we got to cut all that out. So.
Yep.
All right. Back to the beef. What's your beef?
All right. My beef today is golf.
Okay. And I can probably get on board with this beef because I suck at golf.
I do too.
So bad.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And that's not why I have beef.
Okay.
Not just because I suck at it.
Okay.
Because I actually managed to sink a very long putt and got to sit out of the rest of the golf section of PE ones.
Oh.
I know.
Lucky you. You know what? I think you and I are generally probably better than the rest of the family at the putt-putt golf.
You know what's so funny is that I don't really think that I'm good at putt-putt.
Right, me either.
I would not consider myself good
at it. But I got a hole-in-one last time and I won.
You did. Ash, I think, is better than me.
Mm-hmm.
But Ashley is... There's a video of her. Oh, I'm going to have to ask her to find this video so we can post it because it's great. Cool. They go to the putt-putt place that's over in St. Louis that just opened up. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, so that's recent.
Yeah.
Okay, no, I didn't. I've never heard of it.
Oh, what? I don't... Okay, well, now I got to look up the name
of it.
It's
not Top Golf, is it? I mean, that's a...
No. It's called the Putt Shack.
Oh, cool.
Okay. It's over at the Foundry.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Putt Shack. Well, here's the thing. You never know there. Now I got to give you the backstory on the Putt Shack.
Okay.
It is like digital-ish. Like there is a real course. And you have a ball and a putter and all that kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. But when you putt it, the thing is tracking. It knows how many times you hit the ball. And so it knows.
No cheating.
There's no cheating. It knows. It racks it up, does it, like the whole thing.
Wow.
When you get a little hole, one little screen's like, you know.
Okay.
So there's a video of her. She sinks this hole in one. I mean, this course that she sinks it on is so stupid. There's no way she should have been able to sink it. Sinks it. And then the girls that she was with, the one girl turns and goes,
she did the shock face. Did Ashley ride her?
She was like
putter like a horse, like your dad does.
That's a dad thing. We have to find that photo.
I'm gonna find that one now. So I didn't know there were putt-putt places even still around. Most of them are gone, right?
I'll tell you right now that I just had to Google it because I needed to know what the name of the Putt Shack was.
Well, sure.
The Putt Shack is in St. Louis, in the Foundry. And then there's Magic Mini Golf on Delmar and Aloha Mini Golf and Shave Ice on Big Bend Road.
Huh? Who knew?
So yeah, look at that.
Lots of opportunities.
You would enjoy the Putt Shack. We'll have to go sometime.
We will definitely. You didn't say what your beef was.
Well, it is with golf, but I was also going to say that we're actually the better putters, I think, of the family.
Sure.
But what's funny is I don't think I'm a good putter. And so me and Ashley and Chloe and Ryan, our friends, we're down in Branson. And on our way back, we're like, okay, this is like, we're leaving. We're just going to do something just like the 4 of us because we had gone and gotten breakfast. And we're like, this little putt place, that'd be kind of fun. It's just stupid. You know, it won't take a long time. And I was like, listen, I'm just warning you, I'm really bad at putt-putt. I won. I won the whole thing, and I felt terrible because I had the whole time, like, I'm really bad at putt. I like, listen, I'm just here to have fun. This is
how much
terrible.
did you make them bet? Heavy hustles them.
I felt bad because Ryan like goes golfing with his buddies and does all that kind of stuff, and he was like, "Oh no, don't worry about it." I go out there and I beat him, and I was just like, "I'm so sorry."
That's awesome.
Okay, but that's not why I hate golf.
I was like, we still don't know the beat.
Okay,
Leaving us in suspense.
I hate golf because it's pretentious and it's stupid.
Tell us how you really feel, Abby.
Listen, let me tell you something. The point of golf is to play as little golf as possible.
It's true. That is a true point. You wouldn't have to do literally nothing. You want a score of 0, which is impossible to get.
Right.
Basically, don't play, and you will win. Because you'll have the lowest score.
Yeah. You've got all these clubs, but the goal is to use none of them.
Yeah.
Use one.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm like, nobody likes golf because they're out there like, let's go, boys. Come on. Let's go. Fewer. Oh my God, this guy's taking like 5 putts. Unbelievable.
Oh yeah, and the guy playing behind you is getting pissed because you're taking too long on the green.
Nobody likes golf.
Some people love golf. Who absolutely love it. They line the courses to watch this.
Those people have Stockholm syndrome themselves into liking golf. It's like how I got myself to like beer. I didn't like beer. It was gross. Nobody likes beer at first. It doesn't taste good.
True, but
you just drink it
until... It's the cheaper of the alcohol, so you drink it.
You drink it until you're like, okay, I can live with that. That's what people who play golf do. Okay.
Well, here's the thing. It is a little pretentious, yes, because, in the working world, what do the higher ups do?
They go play golf.
All the peons are back doing all the work. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
So, it's a rich man's game for sure. Oh. But it's hard.
My father-in-law had the PGA tour on, whatever thing, whatever tour. Yeah, it was on, and like the commercials run. And let me tell you something. You want to feel like you're in the wrong tax bracket to watch a show. It's like Rolex, Jaguar. These are the commercials that are running.
Cadillac, Porsches.
The watches, the cars.
All the men's drug medication.
Yes. No, literally.
Legit.
Literally. I was like, they know exactly who's watching.
They know their target audience. Absolutely.
So I was like.
Yeah, if you watch daytime television, it's all... legal.
You may be entitled
an accident.
Yeah, you may be entitled to financial compensation.
Yeah, and then cleaning products because that's what they market to the women. Yeah,
and shop from home kind of stuff.
True. I have a beef with golf. I will agree with your beef with that, and on top of that, it's the hardest sport I think I've ever had to play.
Okay,
not had to. I've never had to play.
No. I've got it. Yeah, I'm with you.
Because your dad played casually,
sure.
with friends and whatnot. And there's a little course in Bella that we used to go play on. That was nothing pretentious for sure. And it looks so easy. You're gonna swing the club, and you're gonna hit the ball.
Especially when you've played like baseball or softball, you feel like
exactly.
Well, this is like hitting a ball off a tee.
Exactly. This has got to be way easier.
Literally, it is like
we both played softball, fast pitch. It's coming at you.
I can hit a ball coming at me at 80 miles an hour. The ball is sitting on a tee.
It's sitting there. This is no challenge.
Look at the size of the club compared to that ball.
Right. I'm going to knock this out of the park. Swing and a miss. Look, this is me.
Whiff. Takes out. There goes the grass. There goes the turf.
Oh, yeah. Everything. Everything but the ball. Ball's still sitting on the tee.
Yeah.
Yeah, terrible. When I managed to hit it, I really didn't do poorly. I didn't. Your dad would always I can't remember which way is slice and which way is...
Who cares?
Shank it, one way or the other.
They're making
I could hit it straight. But I could rarely actually. It took me like 4 times to swing the club and finally make contact.
Luckily, if you don't make contact, it doesn't count. Those are practice swings.
Good thing. Because otherwise, I would be like at a plus 100 on
exactly.
Man, I suck at it.
I don't.
It was so frustrating. Because I'm like, why can't I hit this ball? Yeah.
It's so frustrating.
It is deceptively hard. It looks easy, but it's not.
No, yeah. And I'll say, I saw, I have something online once that they were interviewing these people. I believe that they work for like a sports center or an ESPN. Okay. So they're all reporters and things like that. Sure. And so they have the social team going around asking questions. And they say, what sport do the athletes have to actually be the absolute best in the world at what they do? And across the board, everybody said golf. And then I think a couple of people said baseball.
Oh, okay.
And they're like, if you want to do that professionally, you must actually be the best in the world. Sure. Because for golf, it's like, oh man, I got one extra swing on that. Well, bummer.
You're in the bottom.
Yeah, literally.
Because they're getting negatives.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, you got par. You got what the course recommended was how many swings.
Not going to make it in the professional world.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah. And it is a game of like, -7 versus -6. It's like not even.
And you lift that cup and cost you a whole stroke. Yeah.
Not even. That'll cost you the championship.
And money.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
And I can believe baseball because honestly, there's so many kids that play baseball growing up, but there's a lot. And so you have to be the best, otherwise there's just a lot to choose from.
Well,
right?
yeah, I would say because it's like soccer feels similar. That's like there's so many people, but there's so many soccer leagues. You know what I mean? There's so many different levels you could be playing soccer professionally, and especially overseas. There are so many clubs that you could play for that it's like, I'm not saying that it's easy to get into that, you know what I mean?
No. But I don't think it's easy to get into professional sport, period.
No, I don't. No, not at all. But I think that we kind of talked about this a little bit with like women's versus men's basketball. Women's basketball has less than half of the number of teams that men's has.
Sure.
So to get into women's basketball, you must be the best.
You're right. There's just fewer opportunities.
Right. Exactly. And I think that that's what it comes down to. On golf, there's one person for golf.
It's legit. There's do a team. Yeah.
Right.
So why do you have beef with golf? I guess I'm trying to ascertain like what brought it up.
I think I was pretty self-explanatory that it was stupid.
Well, I meant what triggered this beef with golf? So
I don't really know.
Just suddenly out of the blue, you just had this deep thought. Deep thoughts with Abby. Golf is stupid.
Stupid. I literally was sitting on the couch. Sometimes these things just I remember, and then I'm like, oh, I had forgotten about how much I hate golf, but now I remember and I can't put it in my head. I literally sit on the couch today and I go, and Ashley goes, "What's wrong?" And I said, I just remembered that the Batman versus Superman movie exists, and I'm just really sad about it.
Now you've done 2 beefs in one day. You could have held back and saved that one.
No, don't get me started.
Don't even get her started. Okay, that's like a whole episode of Abby's hatred of that movie. Okay.
The Flash is my favorite superhero. I grew up watching the Justice League animated.
100%.
And
we both gravitated toward the same.
The Flash, and it's great.
Same superhero.
Wally West Flash is the best.
He's
Flash.
my fave. Yep.
And the DC animated Justice League show that was on Cartoon Network growing up was so good.
Yep.
Genuinely so good. I've rewatched it as an adult. Stands up to the time.
So good.
It's genuinely so good. And the DC universe, like the Marvel universe, where they've done these live action movies, terrible.
Why?
No one talked to me about those movies.
We got you started. We have to not get you started because we have things we can't do another beef. We can't do another beef today. This has been a very serious podcast so far. We need to lighten the mood.
Yeah.
Hopefully now you can let the golf stupid thought go. Let it go now.
Yeah.
You put it out there.
System. Oh, I do have a personal beef. It personally has affected me because we went out to, it used to be Caddyshack. Okay, and we went out to the driving area or whatever.
To the driving range.
To the driving range. I didn't know that was called, I don't know. Listen, it went out to a cornfield, really. Okay, I didn't know if we were going to call that a driving range.
I don't know, but you're right.
But so I tee off. And it was like at the very end, it was like the last one I tee off, and I'd been doing terrible because
me too.
I'm not good at it.
So.
And I am looking. I finally have hit the ball, so I'm staring at the ball, and I swing the club back around, and I clock myself in the eye, and I gave myself a black eye.
She did. I was
with the driver.
Gave herself a black eye, swung the club all the way up and around, and smacked herself.
Smacked myself right below the eye.
Yeah. So you know why? Do you know why you and I?
That's my personal.
I think that what the biggest thing we hate golf. Reason we hate golf is because both of us, as kids, a teenager, we're kind of like naturally good at sports.
We're pretty sporty.
Yeah. And into sports. We like watching sports. We like playing sports. Could pick up on a sport pretty quickly. Couldn't pick up on it. I couldn't do it.
Almost any other sport.
So it made me mad.
Yeah, almost any other sport with a ball, I could, I did all right at. Soccer, but it's fine.
Well, see, I was really fast as a kid.
So I liked the goalie idea of it.
Yeah, that's what we said.
But
hockey, we said you would have made a really good goalie.
Yeah. I would have had fun too.
I could ice skate. I could run. I played basketball. I played softball. Played volleyball. Like I loved to play. Yeah. And even just in the neighborhood growing up,
even like kickball.
We were always playing kickball or football. Yeah, with my
dodgeball.
So many brothers.
I love that shit.
Heck yeah. And I'm one of the few girls in my class that loved PE. You know,
I know.
That kind of thing.
Yep.
So I think that's why golf makes me so mad.
Mm-hmm.
Because
football?
Heck yeah.
My glory days.
Your glory days of
the powder puff football.
football days. Yep.
Good times.
But yeah, I think that's why golf makes me mad. I can't play it.
Yeah.
So,
I think I agree with you.
Yeah, it's stupid. It is stupid. I agree.
It is stupid.
All right, let's move on to something, a topic that doesn't make us both so mad.
Well, we were going to talk about, I think, some funny sibling stories because Liv and Sam were talking about some stuff, and then me and Olivia were ripping on Sam and whatnot. So,
And I wrote that down. I said, you know what? That's a podcast material. We need to talk about some sibling. Because I saw, you know what? You know why this triggered me to think about this?
why?
I heard a story. Oh boy, I heard 2 stories.
Okay.
One was this older sibling tricked the younger sibling into believing that that kid was the only one that had a butt crack and everybody else just had one massive cheek.
That's great.
And so
That's great.
And so so we see this. Liv and I are sitting together. And she goes, "Yeah, you know what? Sam got me with that same thing. She made me believe that there was something wrong with me and that I fell and that's why I had a crack."
Are you kidding me?
That's what she told me, and then nobody else had that. And so the other story.
That's so out of character for Sam. That's the thing you would have thought I would have done
Exactly.
That's hilarious. I never knew that. Sam never let me in. I would have compounded upon it.
You absolutely would have.
I would have compounded
That's
upon
probably why
it.
she couldn't tell you. But the other story was teenage girl has a younger sibling who is like 5 or 6.
Sure, there's an age gap there.
So there's a gap. And this girl is like on her period and the boy, just bursts into the bathroom.
Oh dear.
She didn't lock the door. And he sees the blood and he says, "Oh my God, what's wrong with you?" And she tells him that she was bad. She misbehaved and didn't listen to her parents as a youngster. And so her wee-wee fell off. And it was going to happen to him if he misbehaved.
That's so good.
Right?
I tell you what, as a parent,
Right?
I'd be like,
Of course, he's traumatized and goes running up to his mom and dad. And he's bawling. And he's like, I'm sorry. I was bad. I'll never be bad again. He's crying. He's freaking out. So the parents had to set him straight. But at least she used her
powers for good.
powers for good. That's what I
thought
said.
so.
Yeah.
I thought so.
So-
Is he traumatized? Sure. But is he going to be the most well-behaved child going forward?
Yes.
Absolutely.
So I heard those 2 stories and I was like, oh, okay. We've got to have some stories to tell.
Oh, we absolutely do.
Absolutely.
Well, and I will say a story you've told, I believe, previously about your siblings, your brothers.
Yes.
Was the baloney dog story.
That he's coming to try to get. And wasn't something they were really pranking each other. They were working together, and it ended up being hilarious.
Well, I was just going to say, to go with that,
yeah.
we have the bolognese.
Bolognese sauce.
The bolognese
Yes,
sauce.
that is the sauce of the day.
Bolognese sauce. All right.
Okay.
So, yeah, in honor of the baloney
No,
dog
the
story.
bologna dog story.
But
People are gonna be like, "They had a dog made out of bologna." So
yes, I think we've told the story. So, listener,
did.
if we haven't told the story,
I'm almost
like
positive
tell
we
us.
did. But
I
you're
am
right.
also pretty positive we did.
It's pretty funny when you have 5 brothers and 1 sister. There's gonna be a lot of shenanigans. Right? It's gonna be.
We're gonna shenan again.
Right. I'm still not sure how my parents handled it, but so somebody's always doing something to somebody, right? Or we're all ganging up.
You can't watch ball.
Right. We're all ganging up against my parents, and then they're in really big trouble.
They were really in trouble then.
But the one story that we still talk about, we still laugh about. My brother Johnny was in the shower, and he, took his clean clothes in there to put on after he got out of the shower.
Well, and John's the youngest.
Johnny is the baby, and we poor kid, he got it the most, I think. And my older brothers decided it would be funny to take his clothing out of the shower, out of the bathroom while he was in the shower, and throw them in the neighbor's yard.
Yep.
Our yard is fenced in. Our backyard was fenced
Little
in.
chain link fence.
Yeah, and they threw it on the other side of the fence into the neighbor's yard, which we were good friends with these neighbors, and they were
Luckily.
thankfully it wasn't somebody who was gonna like shoot on sight or anything, but can you imagine?
Downtown Belleville suburbs.
You never know. So my brother gets out of the shower, sees that his clothes are gone. Okay. I'm not even sure to this day how he found out they were outside and in the neighbor's yard, but instead of going to his room and getting new clothes, he went outside naked climbed the chain link fence, and got his clothes, climbed back over the fence, and came inside and got dressed. And we like, wow. We're like, well, of course now all of us are like, what the hell are you doing? You can't go outside naked.
Put on a pair of shorts or something, buddy.
Put something on. Okay. And so we're like, well, I don't know if my parents weren't home. They must not have been home because we would all got in trouble. I was not even a part of it, but I still would have gotten in trouble. Of course, we asked him later, why did you go outside naked? Why didn't you just go get different clothes? His answer was, I wanted to wear those clothes.
I feel that.
Right? He was like, nope, I had already picked them all out, agonized over the decision.
That's
I was
great.
not changing.
I wasn't changing. You have no idea what it took me to get here.
Right. So,
that's pretty good.
That's one of the ones I remember.
I love that story. That's a
we
great
do.
story.
We still laugh about that one.
I was trying to think. I cannot think of any. I'm sure that we have had moments, my sisters and
I'm sure. And I probably wrote some down.
But the one that I'm stuck on, and it's not even really a great, like a pranking story or anything, was when we were growing up, because there's like about a 7 to 8 year age gap between me and Olivia.
Yes.
Right. And there's about 18 months between me and Sam.
Correct. 17 months between you two. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And so we would be, we would play with Liv.
Yeah.
Of course, growing up. When she's like 4, like I'm like 12, so we're still playing with toys and things like that with her. And
you guys did pretty good trying to include her. Of course, being mom, I'd be like, let her play with you.
Let her play. Right. Yeah, well, she was a biter.
Oh,
so
she was.
I was like, no. Get her a mouth guard. Get her a muzzle, then she can come play.
Not when she was 4, she still wasn't biting, but when she was like 2.
2 and 3, yeah.
She was still biting. And I'm like,
2 for sure, yeah.
Cannot bite your sister.
Yeah, I'm like, you get a child a muzzle, then she can come play. Jesus.
She was.
Put that thing on a leash.
You and Sam never did that, and I don't know.
No.
But Liv would also smack the crap out of you guys, too. Yeah. She was 2 years old, and if she wanted what you had...
slam a toddler right now.
If she wanted what you had, she would just haul off and smack you.
Yeah.
Now, you would just push her away. Sam would come running to me crying. I'm like, she's 2.
Well, because I would just push her over. It's a 2-year-old.
And, of course, Liv was pretty tough. She didn't really cry about it or anything. I really didn't even know if it happened. But Sam... Yeah. Took it very personally and would come crying. And then, of course, and I would want to know if she did it because she needed to be put time out. But yeah, she was a tough one when she was 2.
She was tough. Yeah. but all I could think of was we would play Miss America with the Barbies.
Oh yeah, we loved it.
We'd have to set up like, okay, well, this is your opening outfit and this is your.
If you don't know the Miss America pageant, yes, they come out in an outfit, in a gown with their little sash on, and then they do the.
They have a talent
portion,
a swimsuit, and then like an evening gown. And so we usually would skip the swimsuit because we only had like 2 Barbie swimsuits.
We still didn't know. We always had swimsuit.
Oh, did we? Yeah. Okay, we would just wing it.
Yeah. I was the judge. I had to judge.
You did.
And
sometimes we would judge, and then you would play.
Sometimes one of you often would be like, "Can I be the judge?"
Yes, because I only ever wanted to play with the boy Barbies.
The boy Barbies weren't allowed in the Miss America pageant.
No, they weren't. We should have dismantled that system.
It's true.
It was our thing.
It was our system.
We said excluded.
No boys. I think as women and girls, we were like, no, we're not letting the boys in. Sorry. We are excluded from too many things.
So we would do this, and then the talent portion.
The coffee table was the runway. Like they'd walk down the stage and show their outfit, and I would have a notepad and keep score.
We're like, this is not really working for the audio podcast. She moves her my hand around like it's walking
her Barbie down the table. And you guys, I would judge you on like. Make sure the hair was pretty.
You would ask us a question too.
Oh, we did the question.
We would wear the evening gown, and then you ask a question.
Question and answer portion. World peace.
Because here's like I'm 12.
We did the whole thing.
Like you'd say like I'm 12 and Sam's like 11ish, and then Olivia is like 4.
5.
Yeah. Ish.
4 or 5.
Yeah.
She's 7 years from you. If you're 12, she's 5.
Right.
Yeah.
But. You'd ask us a question, and when me and Sam are world peace, we're given like the answer you're supposed to give. You'd ask Olivia.
I wish I would have wrote down some of the things that she said for the answer.
I mean, they were so out of pocket.
But she always was very out of pocket.
Yes. But she would, if you had all the money in the world, what's something that we'd say like world peace?
Help the hungry. Help the hungry.
Help the hungry. Help the homeless people.
Yeah.
We'd say something like that.
Yep.
Olivia would be like,
buy more toys.
I would buy all of the Happy Meals at McDonald's.
Yes.
Like great.
she'd get a 10. Yeah. Because score was like 1 to 10.
And that's some bullshit, listener. Because are you kidding me? I'm gonna solve world hunger, and she's buying out all of the McDonald's Happy Meals for herself.
For the toys. Yeah. It's true. But wait, tell them about the talent portion. Tell them about the talent portion.
Okay, this is where I was going. Because the talent portion was it would vary. There were sometimes you do a little dance number. You would play a song.
You'd put a song on, and somebody would sing.
There's sometimes we had a little guitar, so you put the little guitar on them, and then you just kind of stand them up, and then you click play, and then they're singing.
They're supposed to be singing.
Yes.
Yeah. Or dancing.
And dancing.
I think we had ice skates, so sometimes somebody would do an ice skating routine.
Gymnastics was a good one.
Yep.
Somebody did the baton twirling once.
The sexy baton twirling with fire.
With a ribbon. Yeah. Oh, it was so good. But Olivia would struggle with the concept of realistic.
Just reality in general.
Right.
Again, she's 5.
Okay. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter because my Barbies lost to these Barbies.
I had to take turns.
No, we'll take turns on the one where she did a musical portion, not the one where...
So she always did the same.
If Sam was doing like a dance routine or a gymnastics, they're doing little backflips, and maybe they do a little quick flip. That's Olivia's Barbies take flight.
Olivia's Barbies would absolutely take flight, and she would have them in the air, flinging around all over the place.
She's fun. One of my favorite ones was that she did like the ribbon thing, like this big like how you see those big cloth things and people can she just kind of tied that off and she just swung around.
Just swung her around by the waist. And Abby would be so mad.
And then 10s. Are you kidding me?
I was like, did you not see that? That was amazing. Did you see what the Barbie just did?
Her Barbies are flying around.
Her Barbies can fly.
Her Barbies can fly. That's the best talent this judge has ever seen.
Ever. And Abby would be so mad. She's like, what is this?
So is Sam.
Barbies are not allowed to fly. Oh, yeah. Sam would be so mad. And Liv's like, there was a wire. You just didn't see it.
That's what killed me. Because we're sitting on the couch watching her. Like, our Barbies are like ready for the swimsuit competition. And we're
squinty-eyed, so mad.
Yeah, we're so angry. And we're like, Olivia, your Barbies are flying again.
It's true. It's true. And her Barbie's, she's only 5, so her Barbie's hair is like crazy. And the shoes might not even match. She would put them in the craziest outfits. Because she's 5.
She's
Sam's
like,
Barbies are...
Okay, it's the evening wear, and here comes, like, assless chaps.
Like, it would just be the craziest thing. And then Sam's Barbies would be completely perfect, put together, head to toe.
I think I was somewhere right.
Yours were fine. Yeah,
closer to the fine end.
Sam would always go, like, the next level. But I can't have one person win all the time, so I would definitely rotate it. I would make...
Well, sure.
It took turns.
Me and Sam can rotate back and forth.
I could.
Olivia's cheating. Olivia's cheating at Miss America.
You can't have Liv not win ever. She won't understand.
Yes, you can.
She did win. I never ever believed in letting your kid win at everything all the time because they're not going to learn. So she didn't win every time just because she's 5. I'm not going to let her win because she's younger.
Yep.
But she did need to win once in a while.
Fake.
Or she's not going to play because we always had fun.
Good choice. That's what could have happened. Go live your dream.
Live your dream.
No, but so that the Miss America things
we had so much fun.
Her Barbies are flying around. We're like, Olivia, your Barbies are flying again. Yep. We would get so fucking angry.
You would be so mad. We had so much fun with our Barbies.
But that was fun.
Yep, I still have all my old ones. So yeah, I'd sit down and play with you guys. I didn't care. We had a blast. Mm-hmm. Yep,
that's fun.
Oh man, I will tell you the stories I can remember. I'll tell you.
Hit me one.
When I was 5, in kindergarten, I learned how to write my name. So I wrote it.
I know. Yes,
I wrote it on the wall. I wrote Anna on the wall. And then, of course, my mom sees it and says to me, why did you write your name on the wall? And I blamed it on my brother, Kit, who was 3.
Yeah. I didn't write it.
I didn't write that. That was Kit. And my mom's like, why would your brother, who is 3 and does not know how to write your name?
It's the perfect crime.
I'll be honest, listener. I didn't think that through.
No.
I did not think that went through.
I didn't think that went through.
Tried to blame my brother. That was the one time. We were able to blame a lot of stuff on Kit, but that one I did not get away with. No. So, one time I was 7 when my brother Johnny came along. So same gap between that Sam has between Lib.
Yeah.
I am with my brother Johnny. And I was so mad. I don't know if we told the story, but I was very angry that I had another brother. So angry. I already had 4.
Yeah.
My sister and I were sitting on the steps waiting at Blake for my dad to come home to let us know if it was a boy or a girl. He comes in. He announces it's a boy. My brothers all cheer. My sister and I stomp upstairs to bed, furious. Now, this is back when you stayed in the hospital for a week when you had a baby. That doesn't happen now. Yeah. My mom comes home, and my grandma is there.
Traitor!
My grandma's holding Johnny, and my mom's sitting like in another chair. And I went straight to my mom. I was so happy to see my mom. I was so happy she was home.
Yeah.
And she's like, "Don't you want to see the baby?" And I was like, "No, absolutely not."
I think I did that for all of like 30 seconds when I looked because I wanted a brother.
Oh yeah, you did.
It's a girl.
Brother. Damn it! I already got.
Did you want to see the baby? No.
And then you were like, "Okay, fine."
All right, fine. Bring
and
the
then
baby.
you loved to hold her.
Of course.
Same thing. And I was like, "Okay." Finally, I caved. I'm like, "Fine."
Let's see him.
And then he was mine from then on. He was like literally my first baby. Like he was my living doll, and I loved him. And so I just like took care of him all the time. And I think back about that. I was 7. What was I doing taking care of a baby? Why am I changing his diapers? So
I changed a couple diapers.
You did. You did. You helped. You loved to help.
But you were usually
helper.
supervising.
But I would stay there by you.
Yes.
I remember doing. I took him off on my own. I was like, I should not have been supervising this.
Somebody should have been supervising me.
We come home from church one time, which, big Catholic family, off to church we go.
Yep.
We come home. It was my responsibility to make sure he got changed out of his church clothes and put into whatever, play clothes or whatever. And change his diaper if need be. He was probably a year by then because he was walking. Again, I'm now, maybe I'm 8. Why am I in charge of this? But I was.
I'm shocked that it wasn't like Mary's responsibility.
She had
as
Joe.
the oldest.
She had my other brother. My mom must have had Chris. Chris is also a kid, if I ever confuse you, listener. Anyway, I, again, don't think things through very well. And I lock him in the downstairs bathroom. Thinking
I pulled this move before.
Thinking he's safe in there. I can go change, get out of my church clothes. Then I could come back and get him and take care of him. Not realizing that when I come back, I can't get in the bathroom.
Yeah, I did this exact same move with Olivia. You were at Grandma's house, in their old house, and me and Sam were like fighting over who was gonna get to play with Olivia. She was very small.
She was a baby.
Yeah, she was a little baby. So I put her in the center of Grandma and Grandpa's bed, and like it's
and she was tiny, baby. She was brand new.
Yeah. Then I had like the blankets where I was like,
stay there.
Oh well. To make sure that Sam doesn't get hurt, he'll lock the door. Click. And I literally, it goes click. And then, so the light bulb came on a little bit quicker.
Not for me.
I went,
oh no.
I was like, oh shit. So now luckily Grandma wasn't, it was just me, you, and Sam. And Olivia, obviously. So I might come out, Mom. I accidentally,
never with intent,
locked Olivia in Grandma's bedroom, but she's on the middle of the bed. And you
fly out of the chair. Oh my God.
You're trying to reach the top of the door frame to get the little key.
Because
I can't hardly reach. You can't hardly reach the key.
God.
She gets it, and then she's like...
And I was never good at doing that. Your dad put that thing in there, clicked on.
Me too.
But I got it.
You did. Then you go in there, and Olivia starts crying, and then the panic real thing was then she was just like, she was completely fine. She hadn't moved.
She hadn't moved at all. She was fine. She was still too tiny.
Yeah.
She wasn't rolling.
So I did the same thing.
Well, I put him in there. He's a year old. So he can walk around.
Yeah.
There are definitely things he can get into.
Yeah.
In the bathroom. Luckily, it was just like the powder room, and there wasn't like... a ton of stuff in there. Well, light bulb doesn't come on for me for quite some time. I go upstairs, change, hang up my clothes, get ready. Probably played with my Barbies for a little bit. And then I went, oh yeah, I'm supposed to take care of Johnny. Back downstairs I go, touch the door handle, won't turn, realize, oh crap.
Well, the door's locked.
I can't get in there. And so I have to I went and got my dad because my mom was going to be really mad at me. So I go get my dad and I go, Dad, I accidentally.
It's always accidentally.
Locked Johnny in the bathroom.
Yes.
He's like, oh my God. Okay, so he comes up, he's down in the basement. He comes upstairs, does the same thing, gets a little key, gets it open. He has unrolled an entire roll of toilet paper into the toilet.
Into the toilet.
He is sopping wet. because he's been playing in the toilet.
Outstanding.
I'm like, thank God he didn't drown. Can you imagine if he'd fall over? Oh my God. Because then I got scared because I was like, oh, he could have really got hurt. So I was mad. And my dad looks at that and goes, now you got to clean up that too, don't you? And he turned around and walked away.
I would have done the same thing. Yeah. I'm like, well.
So here I am cleaning up Johnny and cleaning up the bathroom.
Yep.
That was not fun.
No.
Not my finest moment.
Oh.
So
that's good.
But I didn't do that to him on purpose. I adored him. I'm not gonna lie.
Well,
man.
It's funny because you were talking about Paul. It's funny you talked about Paul.
Okay.
Because you had said that you had talked to him about the Shackleton that we spoke about before.
I did.
And I have a Shackleton update.
Oh, hit me with it. I do have one more sibling story I must tell you.
Okay.
No, go ahead. Hit it. We'll take a break. We'll come back to it.
Okay.
After these words about Shackleton, listener.
After this. After these short messages about Shackleton.
I have 6 siblings. I got a lot of stories.
All right, here we go. Shackleton. So here's the thing. This post was discussing if you ever get imposter syndrome, which I don't know if you know what that is.
Yeah, I do.
Imposter syndrome. When applying for a job, just remember they let fucking anyone aboard the, I'm going to try to say this, Belgica.
Okay.
Belgica.
Okay.
Which was a ship.
Yes.
So...
And they let anybody aboard. Okay.
They just let anyone aboard.
What's the...
Well, here's the thing. That's his ship. Shackleton captained the Belgica.
Okay.
And I had to look this up because I didn't believe... I was like, there's no way it's the same Shackleton as the man who survived the Antarctic.
Right.
And was a great leader and saved all of his men. It's the same guy.
Same dude.
Same guy.
Okay. Is this before or after that event?
I don't know.
Okay.
Shackleton, this is also Shackleton, who has an entire book written on his leadership style, hired a man because he looked funny.
What?
There is a citation here with it from the book. Leonard Hussey, which is hilarious.
Oh boy,
it's a man's name. Leonard Hussey, an irrepressible, peppery little individual, was signed on as meteorologist even though he had practically no qualifications for the position at the time.
How did you get a job as a meteorologist?
Well, I'll tell you.
Wow.
Shackleton simply thought Hussey, quote, looked funny. And the fact that he had recently returned from an expedition as an anthropologist to the torrid Sudan appealed to Shackleton's sense of whimsy. Hussey immediately took an intensive course on meteorology and later proved to be very proficient.
Wow. So this guy, who can say they've been on one expedition as an anthropologist and another expedition as a meteorologist?
But wait, there's more.
Oh, okay.
This is Shackleton. He hired Frank Worsley as captain only because, one, Worsley coincidentally found the flyer to apply after he had a dream about the street it was on. So he went to go check things out. And two, he liked Worsley's vibes.
Wow, you just had a good vibe.
You just had a good vibe.
This is back like early 1900s. So basically back then, you could get a job.
Just do whatever. If you were a man, you could do whatever you wanted.
You're not completely qualified for nothing.
Now again, there's a citation with this.
Okay.
In the matter of selecting newcomers, Shackleton's methods would appear to have been almost capricious. If he liked the look of a man, he was accepted. If he didn't, the matter was closed. And these decisions were made with lightning speed. There is no record of any interview that Shackleton conducted with a prospective expedition member that lasting much more than 5 minutes.
If he liked the cut of your jib, you were in.
Dr. Alexander Macklin, one of 2 surgeons, caught Shackleton's fancy by replying when Shackleton asked him why he was wearing glasses. So the doctor, he responds.
The doctor's wearing glasses.
Right.
Shackleton asks him why he's wearing glasses.
Right,
okay,
and then he responds, many a wise face would look foolish without spectacles. And Reginald James was signed on as a physicist after Shackleton inquired about the state of his teeth, whether he suffered from varicose veins, if he was good-tempered, and if he could sing. At the last question, James looked puzzled.
Okay.
And this is a direct quote from Shackleton. Oh, I don't mean any Caruso stuff, Shackleton reassured him, but I suppose you can shout a bit with the boys.
What?
this person comments underneath, Shackleton said, forget all that other stuff. I'm going to ask the important questions. Can you sing with the boys? This is make or break.
This is it. This is a deal breaker. Can you sing with the boys?
He was literally...
I don't know how much physics you know, but if you can sing, you're in.
He was literally... goes on. He was literally creating a pressure cooker of unusual men that resulted in the most beautiful situationship of the 19th century.
What in the world? This is all new information to me. They don't tell you this when you're learning about his expedition. You don't realize what a kooky is, apparently.
Apparently.
Wow.
Now, there's just a little bit more. Okay, but to be fair about the Frank Worsley one, if you get a potential employee who applied because they had a prophetic dream about where to find the job advertisement, I feel like it'd be bad luck not to hire them.
This is right. Mm-hmm. You would be foolish.
Like, that's a sign from the universe that there's something about this person you're going to want to look into.
You need to bring this guy along.
Hire them, and the best case scenario is they're the best employee you have and ever will have in the future, and your company becomes the most successful in the goddamn world. Worst case is they're not a good fit and you fire them.
Right, you still go on the next expedition.
Don't hire them, and the best case is nothing happens. Worst case is your entire company crumbles and you're left millions of dollars in debt you didn't even spend and now have to sell everything you have to pay it.
Wow.
And there's a picture of like it's a wood carving of what like one of the flyers would have been. So they've done a wood carving so it kind of is like stayed for history purposes.
Sure.
So the thing, I'll show you the picture of this in a second, but it says men wanted for hazardous journey, low wages, bitter cold, long hours of complete darkness, safe return doubtful, honor and recognition in event of success. Ernest Shackleton.
What? Safe return doubtful. This is fantastic. He really sold him on the job. Who would apply for this? That's hilarious. Apparently those guys.
Yep. So that got me.
This guy is a nut.
So I love it. I was like, there's no way that this is the same Shackleton. And then at the end, Ernest Shackleton, and I like, it is. It is the same Shackleton.
I'm going to tell you, this makes me love him all the more. This makes me love the whole story even more. This guy.
The description, low wages, so shit pay.
Can't pay him much.
Bitter cold, long hours.
You're going to lose a few fingers and toes.
Long hours of complete darkness.
Complete darkness.
Safe return doubtful. However,
if the other ones didn't tell you, safe return doubtful.
However, honor and recognition in event of success.
You're going to get a hearty slap on the back and a handshake when we get back. Worth it.
Honor and recognition. Not. Are you kidding me? For what? I didn't do it. No, Ernest Shackleton is good. Name any other person on the Shackleton expedition that survived. They all survived. Name anyone.
No, I couldn't.
Ernest Shackleton.
You just told me some names. I still don't know. That's hilarious. You know he's going on this grueling expedition.
Yeah.
And so he's got to hire some really interesting people.
Can you sing the bit with the boys?
He's got to hire some crazy, interesting people because how are you going to survive such a long journey? Smart man.
And you know what? Paid off.
Paid off.
Paid off.
That's fantastic. I love it.
So I was like, I had...
oh my God. That's awesome. I never knew any of that.
I did see somebody had like written, they're like, I mean, morale is an important consideration when you're in the most inhospitable place on earth.
That's what I'm thinking. That's exactly what I'm thinking. Like, he's got to have guys that you're going to be able to get along with and deal with all of that stuff that he just listed off. Yeah.
And then someone else commented that they're like, it is worth noting that expedition famously failed. And then another person was like, true, but here's the thing. Everyone survived, which is way more than most expeditions can even say.
Typically an expedition like that, if when it fails, it means they didn't come back. Mm-hmm. And they did.
Well, 100%. Because, I mean, it's like a old-timey Apollo 13 almost.
Right.
You know?
Exactly.
Insurmountable odds.
They shouldn't have survived that. Mm-hmm. So, crazy. Okay.
I thought it was pretty good. I had to tell you.
You had to tell me about that. That's amazing.
I thought it was a pretty good update.
Fantastic. Okay.
Right, you got another funny
I got to go back to my story.
I now return to your regular program.
Here we go. Back to the sibling stories. Mm-hmm. I know for a fact that my brothers and I would prank each other. My sister would pretty much stay out of it. And my older brother too. It was mainly my 4 younger brothers and me. And of course, your main goal in life was to scare each other. So we would always pop out and try to scare each other.
Oh, I think you've told
And I told that story.
Yeah. Okay.
Once I got older, that was it. But the one time I can remember, we were playing in my mom. Like, no, it was my closet. And there was like, you know how you have the bar that you hang your clothes on. It was a metal bar. Well, we're little. You would swing on it.
Well, sure.
I'm like, I was a spider monkey. I'd like swing, and then there was like a shelf. I'd swing myself up onto the shelf. Like, you'd hide up there and we'd play hide and seek and whatnot. And I remember we urged my brother Dan to swing on the bar and try to get up there. And he was always a little bit more nervous, and he fell.
Of course.
And he hit his head on the back of his head on an Eckert's box. You know those hard boxes? Mm-hmm. Sure enough, had to go get stitches. And he's not a fan of blood, so that didn't go over well.
Well, it was on the back of his head.
So then I felt really bad because we were the ones that kind of convinced him to do it.
Right.
But and then my parents, they take him to the ER, and they're like, well, how did this happen? Well, he fell and hit his head on a box. And they were like, sure he did. So my parents are frantically trying to explain what kind of box, no, we did not beat our kid. Like, and,
I swear.
Right. They're like, it was an extra.
We have dumbass kids, I swear.
It was like those peach picket boxes.
Yes.
And finally, there was somebody who worked there was like, oh yeah, I know exactly. Yeah, those are really sturdy. Those are really sturdy. Those are really sturdy. Yeah. So they didn't get put in jail. So it was good. God. But yeah, after we found that out, then we felt really bad. Jeez.
Because we've talked about how it's like you guys always had. Somebody was hurt because they're 70. Somebody's always hurt. You're pretty rough and tumble.
Well, it was again the bottom half of us were. Somebody was always in the ER. Yeah.
Right. So it's like somebody's going in with a broken arm. Somebody's going in with
many stitches and so many stitches.
And the doctors, I'm sure, are like,
yep,
Van Horns are back again. Interesting.
Like,
they're blaming it on a peach box, you guys. Can you believe this? Like, no, here's the box.
Here's the box. Look at the blood. Then Dan faints because of the blood. Yeah. So. My favorite story, the one I'm most proud of, this is my most proud thing. We used to prank my brother Joe because he had this monkey, like a plushy stuffed toy monkey.
Okay, yes.
But
I know about the monkey.
His fur came off. You could
intentionally.
You could unzip it and take his fur off, and he looked like he had red and white striped long johns or pajamas underneath.
Mm-hmm. Super
so
cute.
when we were kids, we would steal the monkey fur all the time. Okay? He would have it in his bed or his room somewhere, and somebody would go in and steal the fur and hide it from him. And then, of course, he'd get mad at us. So, years later, married, I have kids, 3 kids, or 2 of you. You 2. I don't think we had Liv yet.
Yeah.
And Joe had just got married, and your dad's brother, Doug, had got married. And we all played softball together, and we used to hang out together. We'd bring the kids, you bring you guys over. Mm-hmm. And we take turns hosting at whoever's house, and we'd hang out. And one night we were over at Joe's house, and I see his monkey, and I steal the fur.
Of course.
So I'm like, I gotta do it.
You gotta do it.
I steal the fur. This is back in the day. There was no cell phone. There was no digital camera. This was film. I took a picture, developed the film to get the picture. Then I made a ransom note by cutting the letters out of a magazine and glued them onto a piece of paper. That said, if you ever want to see your monkey fur again, deliver daiquiri mix or something like it. It was like I want daiquiri margaritas.
I remember this.
Deliver margarita mix and it was our old address, and they did it. And I went over there and I put it in his mailbox.
Yeah.
And he calls me when they get out of the mailbox. He calls me and he's like, "Give me my damn monkey fur back."
And of course, I don't know what you're talking about. Click.
I said, "You want your monkey fur back? I want margarita mix."
You received the note. Don't contact the police.
You got the ransom note. Yeah.
Do not contact the police.
So I've got the monkey fur, and I did. Help me!
I like that you're holding the monkey fur up to the phone, as if
I got my hand around the fur collar. Help me! So like you can see it.
Well, it's like you're on the plane line.
I can hear Beth in the background just cackling.
Yes.
They were laughing so hard. And they delivered the margarita mix, and we exchanged from the monkey fur. For that moment, no one has ever seen the monkey again.
No, that's not true.
Well, we didn't see him. He put him up somewhere, so none of us could ever get the monkey fur.
I happen to know for a fact that the monkey fur was stolen at least one other time.
Oh, because when they had kids, then he gave it to Xander or whatever to play with. Yes.
Mm-hmm. So monkey fur, I don't know. Probably Kit or somebody.
Probably.
We probably were all over there.
Because, of course, I told everybody what I'd done, and we all died laughing because it was the funniest thing I think I ever did in my life.
So we would all go over, and Kit would bring,
his
kids and we'd play, and or whatever. So I would put my money on Kit, that it was him that had done it. But somebody stole the monkey fur, and no one ever said anything. And then at Christmas time, they had wrapped it up.
They wrapped it up and gave it to him? Oh. Well, that sounds like you guys.
Yeah.
You
with
guys.
The Spider-Man. We've got a little, he's missing. He's probably in the storage unit.
That's fine. We'll find him.
But we have a little Spider-Man, like, action figure guy that I had when I was little. And, like, he's totally posable. Like, he's, even
like
his size, like a little, what would you say? It's like a little 8-inch action figure.
Little action figure.
But yeah, even all of his fingers move independently.
Every digit in his finger, his fingers move.
Yep.
And arms and legs. And did you wrap him up, or did Sam wrap him up and give him to you?
Sam wrapped up and gave him to me.
And he's laying on his back, arms folded, and he's flipping.
Yes.
He's flipping you off.
Classic.
Because his fingers all move, so she bends down all of them. And Abby opens it up at Christmas time. And died.
Great.
Because they've been giving it back and forth to each other.
The running joke has been, like, hiding him. But I've also taken him on adventures.
Or you hide him.
Yeah.
In each other's rooms somewhere.
Yeah. But I've taken him on adventures.
Oh, yeah.
Because we went to the art museum, and I brought him with. So there's, like, pictures of him in the car. There's a picture of him eating a muffin, and there's a picture of him at the old spaghetti factory.
Yep.
And then, of course, there's a bunch of him at the museum.
He went everywhere with us that whole day. We took pictures of him everywhere. It was hilarious.
For the longest time, my Facebook profile, my cover image was him, and he looks like he's laying on his stomach with, like, his elbows. He's got his head propped up, his legs kicked up behind him, and there's, like, the really pretty... it's at the art museum.
I took the picture.
You can see, like, the fountain behind
and the sun was going down.
Yep. And that was my Facebook ad for the longest time.
It's fantastic. It's fantastic.
So we had a whole bunch of photos like that. But yeah, so
that little guy's been passed around and hidden and taken everywhere.
He's MIA, but we'll give an update, listener, if we find him.
We'll find him.
I know you're on the edge of your seat.
We went to the art museum, and we decided, we took your cousins. Yes. And we're like, well, of course, Luke. We're like, ugh. Art museum, and we're like, look, it's really fun. They got a lot of cool stuff.
Some culture.
So we decide we'll find a fun way. We'll find a way to make the art museum fun.
This was, to be clear, this was like 4 years ago, 4 years. It was after COVID. This was like 2021, 2022.
Okay. Yeah. So we take the "What do you mean" cards with us to the library, and we have the goal is to find a picture or artwork, right, that goes with the saying on the card.
Right, because if you've never played the "What do you mean" prompt, it's sort of like Apples to Apples or Cards Against Humanity, whatever. There's a prompt, and then everybody has there's like cards that have like a meme on them, and then everybody has just like text, and you play, the text
describes the the picture.
And so we passed out all the text cards, and
you just took a stack with you,
and we went around and we took pictures. We would hold up the card, take a picture of the art or whatever, and then we'd all congregate back up, and we would compare. We got some pretty good ones.
We would compare and just die laughing. I think we have a shared thing where we saved all the pictures. Oh my gosh!
Post like 2 or 3.
I'll definitely post some. We had a lot of fun. We might have been a little obnoxious at the art museum that day.
That's okay. They needed to liven it up a little bit.
Because we kept laughing so loud.
They had to liven it up a little bit.
Oh, it was
That's
fun.
all right.
Well, so that was a hoot. Oh, wait. I got to tell you my skinny, my scoop, my poop.
Oh, we'll go for it.
I didn't tell you that. I feel like this goes along with our talk about siblings today.
Okay.
So this girl is a sperm donor baby. Okay. So her father, she doesn't know who her father is because her mom went.
It's like an anonymous.
Yeah, the mom went and got some sperm from the sperm bank, wherever you go and get your sperm from.
Yep.
And
the dispensary
sends her. Yes, hence her.
That's not what it's called.
Okay, so now she is married and been married for a couple of years, and they decide, she kind of wanted to do a DNA test. Those, whatever the different companies that offer.
Sure, Ancestry, 23andMe, whatever.
Like that. So they're like, could be kind of cool to see, not necessarily to find the father, but to just see what your ancestry looks like, I guess.
Sure.
So she does a DNA test.
Okay.
And he does too. And they found out they are siblings. They are half siblings.
My God. That was the fear. I was like,
they have the same father.
Oh my God.
Yeah. They have kids.
That's terrible.
They have 2 kids.
I didn't even know what I would do.
Can you even imagine?
If I tell you what, if there's something that was going to tear down the marriage, it would probably be that.
That would be it. To find out you have the same dad. Now they have different moms, but they're half siblings. Okay.
That is
And so they're just like beside themselves because they've been together for a long time. They have 2 kids. What are they going to do? They go to therapy.
Does this have a happy
And
ending?
they're working through it. They're staying together.
Oh.
But then they go on to find out to do some more research. Well, so it turns out the dad of the husband is obviously the sperm donor. Mm-hmm. And so he goes to his dad and is like, what the hell? Why didn't you tell anybody?
Wish you'd told somebody so we could have been aware of that.
Why would you do that like locally?
Well, now that they may not have control over.
I guess so.
there's like one place you go to like donate, and then that can ship to.
Oh, really? And
anywhere.
You're right. You did tell me that. Goes on to find out that the father had donated a lot of sperm, and they had 40 other half siblings.
Oh my God!
In the same area, living nearby. They found out they had 40 half siblings.
That is outrageous.
Can you imagine?
I'm
Abby is shocked. I'm
baffled. I'm speechless.
I was like, wait, I got to tell Abby this story.
Wow.
We're talking about siblings. 40 other half siblings, all living in the same area.
Imagine the family reunion.
The odds of you marrying your half sibling were pretty good. What the hell? Yikes.
I feel like if you are the company that is dispersing this.
Yeah.
I feel like
I don't know how ethical that is.
I don't know
that's
what
rough.
that. Yeah. Well, right. I'm like, man,
that's a lot.
That's tough to be 40 in the same vicinity, which means there were definitely ones that didn't work.
Yeah.
Wild.
That's too many in the same area.
Very local. Right. I'm like, if they put down their addresses, let's say St. Louis, I don't think I'm shipping that sperm to anywhere in St. Louis.
We don't need to send that out somewhere further away.
Yeah.
So
let's try to diversify the populace.
At the end of the story,
they're sending Raj all the way to fucking Ohio for this.
It's true to mix it up. We got to mix it up, people.
Mix it up.
At the end of the story, they were going to therapy and they were trying to work through it, and they wanted to stay married. I'm not even sure how I would deal with that.
I think we would just have to be really good friends.
It would be tough to go forward.
I don't even know.
And
what
then your
do.
poor kids. Like, your dad is also your uncle. Like,
I'd have to. I would probably have my kids tested for any kind of like genetic
for the kids.
Disorders.
They said the kids were totally fine.
Well, because sometimes it can be
absolutely
totally fine. But,
thank God.
But,
right.
Right. But
can you even imagine? So of course nobody's talking to the dad. Everybody's mad at the dad.
Yeah.
Like, what are you thinking? Do you need the money that bad? Like, what is going on? Crazy.
That is outrageous.
Isn't that not the craziest story?
And
my reaction was the same as yours. Jaw dropped, eyes bugged out. What?
Oh my God. All right. I got a couple more little fun facts.
Okay, let's do it.
So, I'll some little lighter. I think.
Let's lighten it up.
Okay.
That one was a shocker.
Mr. Rogers of Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood.
You know I love Mr. Rogers. He is a pop figure sitting on my shelf at work because it makes me smile so I won't be so crabby at work.
That's true. It's not working. But
it's not working very well right now. It's true.
Okay, you know how he wears the sweaters in every one?
I do.
Do you know that every single one of those sweaters was knit by his mother?
Oh my God. That's adorable.
It's so sweet.
Please tell me they're in the Smithsonian or something.
I don't know.
I'm going to have to check.
I don't know. Oh, you haven't had a stroke yet today.
I haven't.
Which is a really bad joke to make.
It could still happen.
There's still time. Did you know that people are the most likely to have a stroke on a Monday?
Why?
Because of the stress of starting a new work week.
I feel it.
Mm-hmm. More strokes happen on Monday than any other day.
That's why I shouldn't go into work on Monday. Mm-hmm. This is going to be, I have scientific proof of why I should never work on a Monday. I'm just going to have to present that to my boss. Mm-hmm. All right. Thank you. Thank you for that information.
Let's see. Yeah. Oh, okay. The word Nimrod is used as like an insult.
Yeah.
We know this. Yeah. Okay. The origins of that is because it is actually really funny. So Nimrod is the name of an ancient Greek hunter, like a very prolific hunter.
Oh, okay.
Okay. And on the Looney Tunes, Bugs Bunny calls Elmer Fudd Nimrod as a sarcastic because he's not a very good hunter.
Because he's not a very good hunter. Okay, gotcha.
But American audiences didn't know who the fuck Nimrod was. And so they just assumed it was an insult. And so it caught on after that. And that's why Nimrod's now an insult.
From there on.
Mm-hmm.
Because of the
Because
ignorance.
Americans did not know who Nimrod was.
I don't know. I couldn't told you who he was either.
No.
You would know that.
I just hope to, yeah.
That's... I was wondering who was talking.
I was wondering who was talking.
Hence my episode Stroke. And there it is.
There it was. Okay, I gotta look this up. Let's see. Okay.
Holy cow. What's up?
So I had to get the thing. I gotta read the whole thing for you.
Oh, okay.
It's short.
Okay.
Okay. So do you know about the uncensored library?
No.
Okay.
Apparently, I don't know jack shit.
That's okay. Listen, neither do I. Neither do I.
Okay.
Okay, the Uncensored Library is a project by Reporters Without Borders, who you may or may not have heard of. But Reporters Without Borders are reporters from all over the world, if you will.
Of course.
And they are kind of, they're big proponents of freedom of the press, right? Because a lot of countries have, like, they suppress, or censor is maybe their word.
Okay.
Their articles in the news.
Some of it's suppressed. That's not necessarily a bad word, yeah.
So Reporters Without Borders is a big organization that pushes for freedom of the press and information and so on and so forth. Okay. So the Uncensored Library is a project by Reporters Without Borders. Inside the library are articles by journalists who have been killed, jailed, or exiled by governments. These articles can be viewed in the countries of those governments, bypassing these countries' censorships, basically.
Ooh. Right?
So very interesting. Now, here's the thing, because somebody added a comment to this, because that's very cool, very interesting, good for them.
Okay.
So this person comments, this fails to mention that the library is in Minecraft and the articles are in Minecraft books, because that's how they get around the censorship. So they have, in Minecraft, they have built this server and they have put these books together and they have typed up all of these articles into Minecraft books, and you can go in Minecraft to this library and you can read all of these. And that's how they get around the censorship.
What?
Because nothing's ever going to be flagged, because
No.
you can't search that online.
Legit.
So
And they can tell everything.
Yes.
That's awesome.
So yeah, but I thought that was hilarious that this library that's like big for freedom of press and is being hosted by a Minecraft server.
Literally, you're telling me this right, I'm thinking, okay, we got to go to this library. Tell me where it is, Abby. Oh my gosh.
Yep.
That's crazy.
I thought that was
That's
funny.
crazy cool.
I know, right?
Smart.
I thought that was pretty fun.
That's crazy smart. Good for them.
Good for them.
Yeah.
Oh. Guinness Beer.
Okay.
And Guinness World Records,
Mm-hmm.
They're the same company. I don't know if you're aware of that. I wasn't.
Guinness Beer and Guinness World Records, same company.
Same company.
Okay.
So the Guinness Book of World Records or whatever.
Yeah, that was a big deal when I was a kid. Was that a big deal?
Still is. Still is a big deal. Still going.
Still going.
So they started this book, like the Book of World Records and all that kind of stuff, because people were getting drunk and getting in bar fights over things. And so they made this book that bartenders could keep there to settle arguments and disputes. And that's how it all started.
Are you kidding with me?
No.
So Guinness decides they're going to go ahead and
Guinness is like, hey,
keep record of these things.
Yeah. Well, they were just like, oh, we'll just look it up and we'll have a little book and whatever. It'll, and then it's just kind of grown into this whole thing.
It's grown into...
Yeah, the Guinness Book of
World Records. You could buy it in the Scholastics book sale.
Yes, but it just started to try to reduce bar fights.
The bar fights. What?
Yeah,
that's crazy.
But I had no idea that they were
so cool.
They were made by that this is the same. Guinness Beer and Guinness Book of World Records is the same company.
No idea.
So, I thought that was funny.
That's awesome.
So, I was pretty sure I had this the whole thing. So. The movie The Year Without a Santa Claus, you know it?
Of course.
Have you? Filet mignon. Have done it. Said it just like that. You know it?
I actually love that show.
I love that.
Still love
Heat
it to
Miser,
this day.
Snow Miser.
Oh man, love those guys.
All right, here we go.
Okay.
Mrs. Claus opens The Year Without a Santa Claus by claiming the eponymous year. We'll say it was eponymous. Took place, quote, before you were born.
Okay.
Seeing as the movie was released in 1974, this means the year must have been before then.
Yeah. They show old-timey pictures, and do you think it's like they're dressed super old-fashioned?
Yes.
Yeah.
Bounding this on the lower end is the presence of ice hockey, mentioned by Heat Miser, and the use of telephones.
It's true.
Ice hockey was invented in 1875, while Alexander Graham Bell built the telephone in 1876,
Okay.
meaning the year must post-date these.
True.
So, these figures give a range of approximately 100 years between 1875 and 1974. Okay.
True.
These figures give a range of approximately 100 years during which Santa may have taken his holiday.
This is going somewhere.
Yet, narrowing this further, and I can show you the picture, yet narrowing this further is the presence of a December calendar counting the 1st to a Wednesday. When they're sitting at the table and they're all talking, there's a calendar there.
That's true.
So the 1st falls on a Wednesday. Between 1876 and 1974, only 13 Decembers started on a Wednesday. Okay. But still, this can be narrowed further.
Oh my God.
When Santa set out that Christmas Eve, we see what appears to be an almost, because it's not quite, almost full moon in the sky. Within the years listed, only 1920 had a full moon on Christmas. Ergo, 1920 was the year without a Santa Claus. People have done the math. Wow. They figured it out.
Who has that kind of time on their hands to figure that all out? That's what I want to know.
Ergo, 1920, which if you look at the clothes they're wearing, checks out.
Does it? Does it check out? Okay. Wow.
I think it checks out. I think it checks out.
That's crazy.
So yeah, the presence of the calendar on the wall.
The calendar on the wall
Sealed it.
Did it all. Wow. Who knew there was such a conspiracy around what year Santa took off? And then didn't take the year off.
I'm going to add in that this person said, I went looking for major events of 1920 to see what might have made Santa choose that year, specifically, to need a rest. Okay. It was a very eventful year, but here are some highlights. January. Outbreak of the Polish-Soviet War. The Treaty of Versailles goes into effect. Prohibition comes into effect. The Netherlands refuses to extradite the deposed Kaiser Wilhelm II of Germany.
Oh.
That's January.
Yeah.
Hitler founds the Nazi Party in February.
Yikes.
March, the Palm Sunday tornado outbreak.
Oh, my God.
April, end of the Spanish flu pandemic, beginning of the Mexican Revolution.
That was crazy.
May, Polish troops capture Kiev.
Okay.
June, Soviet troops recapture Kiev.
Okay.
July, Soviet troops advance into Poland. August, outbreak of the Irish War of Independence. Soviet forces defeated at the Battle of Warsaw. 19th Amendment ratified in the USA, granting women's suffrage.
Oh, wow.
September,
It's true.
Mahatma Gandhi launches the non-cooperation movement.
Cool.
October, outbreak of the Polish-Lithuanian War. November, Bloody Sunday in Ireland.
Oh, gosh. That's awful.
In December, end of the Mexican Revolution. Haribo is founded in Bonn, Germany. Haribo, the gummy bears.
Like the gummy bears, okay.
And the 1920 Haiyuan, Haiyuan, Haiyuan. Who can say?
Who can say?
Haiwan? Who knows? Earthquake.
Oh, my God. Where was that? Well, Haiyun or however you pronounce it.
Yep. This person commented, it was those fucking gummy bears.
You didn't even give me a chance. I was going to say, you think it was the gummy bears that pushed him over the edge? That's hilarious. Now
Do you know there's been a pandemic in every single 20, like 1820, 1920, 1720, yeah. So people were like, oh, 2020, whatever. And I remember seeing a meme in January of 2020, like me knowing that there's been a pandemic outbreak in every 20 in history. And I just remember like, oh, okay, sure. That's going to happen with modern medicine.
Yeah.
Cut to COVID. Like literally 2 months later, and I was just like, it'll stick with me for the rest of my life that I remember watching that. I was like, oh my God. Because it was like a TikTok or something that I saw. I don't even know TikTok was around yet.
We need to fact check that, but I will tell you, I'm fact checking the clothing that they wore during that movie, Year Without Santa Claus. The women are dressed a little old fashioned for 1920.
Well, maybe they're just in an isolated.
Maybe they're just stuffy. Who knows?
Maybe they're just stuffy.
The clothing of the 1920. I mean, honestly, the clothing from the
maybe the people
teens year will carry over to the early 20s. So let's see. 1720, the plague, 1820 cholera outbreak, 1920 Spanish flu, 2020 coronavirus.
Right.
Which I just saw a thing the other day that the CDC changed their ruling on that it came from a bat or some type of animal.
Oh, okay.
It was something that was leaked from a Chinese gas facility. That I just read that literally a couple days ago.
What's the source? Is it a good source? Is it a .gov? Is it a .org?
I don't know.
Was it conspiracytheories.com? Where are we talking?
It was on, I get the email from Apple News.
It's the Apple News source.
Yeah, I get the email. I read the headlines every morning.
Interesting.
And they were saying, we're changing our ruling. It was leaked. It's supposed to be a weapon.
Yeah. Well, worked.
That you're working on. Yeah, and you...
I'll tell you what,
effed up the world. So, nice job.
But there's obviously been other pandemics, but it's just interesting
that it's always
it's
in
20. In 1720, 1820, 1920, and 2020 all had pandemics. Like, I mean, the plague in Europe. Are you kidding me? And then, like I said, cholera and so on and so forth. Like, these are not like... Oh, well, it was like the swine flu. Not to downplay the swine flu.
If you have the swine flu,
but
we do feel bad for you.
Right, but it was not as devastating as COVID or the plague, right?
Yeah.
And so, I just remember seeing that video, this guy or whatever, like they're like a history major or something like that. Because I, of course, I'm like history people on my social media because that's what I do for fun. But they had mentioned they're like, me as a history major knowing that there's been a pandemic in every 20s for the last like 4 centuries. And again, I was just like, yeah, okay. In today's day and age, like there's going to be like anything worse than like the, swine flu or bird flu or whatever, right?
Right.
Nope. I was incorrect. I didn't know what the fuck I was talking about.
Well, we covered a lot of ground today.
We sure did. We got some good fun facts in. Like I said, I haven't been able to be sleeping, so I've been taking notes on like dumb little factoids. So I'm just stay ready. If you stay ready, you don't have to get ready. Stay strapped with the fun facts.
This is true. You always give me the fun facts too, because I'm always like, what? Wow. Oh my God. All right. I don't know about you, but after this, I'm gonna need some serious beef
and some serious fun facts.
Okay.
We already had those.
Bye.
Bye.